everybody, welcome back to Tin Plated. I'm Rowan. It's my spring break, and I decided to play some Kerbal Space Program, and bit of a problem. Sent a guy out to do a flyby of the Mun, and now he is captured in solar orbit, and is going to take about a year for me to get him back home. I'm thinking. So in the interest of both crew morale on the ground and for the poor lone Kerbal trapped up in space, we brought in an expert, and hopefully he can make some sense of this situation.
All right. What do we got?
He's fucked.
Hold on. Just calm down. Here, have you hit of this? Let me think.
Christ.
Now, when you say fucked...
Well, I mean, they don't starve.
Okay, so that's a big, we're not talking Mark Watney here.
No.
All right, we're not...
We're no potatoes.
Fine, we're not growing potatoes in our boxes. Cool.
And we've gotten really valuable scientific discoveries from him.
Okay.
He sent back a shitload of reports, and it's been very, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, we can get some new science.
Okay, good. So, what's the problem?
My orbital mechanics is shit. And even when we get to, apoapsis or periapsis, I'm not sure I can make the burn to bring him back into sync with Kerbin.
First thought, every movement needs martyrs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make him a nice plaque. It'll be great. It'll be great.
That's unfortunate, but a distinct possibility.
Second thought, what is the nearest... Because I see you got the orbits plotted out. What's the nearest point they're going to be together?
Well, let me actually go in so that'll... There we go. Alright, so right here at the apoapsis of the sun, which is the farthest point, we're just about in sync with Kerbin.
All right.
Which is good because that's also the place where we would make the burn for the transfer. We are a little tiny bit slower than Kerbin in our orbit around the sun. So technically, if I can get into their orbit, we will eventually collide. It might take decades, but he'll make it home eventually.
Well, no.
And all I really have to do is get close enough to get captured by the gravity of Kerbin, and I can...
You'd have to get into a predictive orbit, because if you get in the same orbit as Kerbin,
as long as
your less mass means eventually you'll orbit differently.
Well, as long as it's not the same period, if I maintain it, we'll eventually sync up. But I think come apoapsis time...
Hard burn to bring him home.
Or something close. I don't know. I have a physics associate's degree, not a doctorate. I don't know the math. And I also don't know what to do. Do I fast forward time to...
No, let's look at the big picture. Zoom out. Yeah, you see, that's close as fuck. You've got what? Couple, 3-4 weeks till apoapsis?
Yeah.
You have other astronauts, right?
I do.
You have other rockets, right?
I have as many rockets as I want.
Business doesn't stop because, what's his name, Dickface, is hung up.
But we've never lost a Kerbin in space. And
You haven't
He's not lost. He's right there.
We know precisely where he is, and further, what are you supposed to do? Just wait? He sent you valuable science.
He did?
So use it.
All right, let's get another contract then, I guess. Fuck.
See?
Ooh, we got paid for flying by the Mun. That's
Sometimes
nice.
you just gotta bring in, fresh eyes.
Okay, so we've got some other people stranded in space. I want an observational survey of the Mun. We don't have that kind of tech yet. Gather science data from space around Kerbin. Oh, that's easy. Just send them up in a rampart and come back down.
Now, if you accept that contract, couldn't you have our boy already up there do it?
Well, no, because he's in space around the sun.
We would need to get into a Kerbin orbit.
Yeah.
Observational survey of Kerbin. Orbital spacewalk near Kerbin. Now that could be a plant flag on the Mun.
We are not ready to land on the Mun since we haven't brought back the guy we flew past the Mun.
Did you not read The Martian? You plan the next mission before the previous mission has even launched yet.
I don't have the technology to land and take off.
Okay, well now that's a different issue.
That's sort of a thing. So I can do this one easy. Mm-hmm. Like I have a ship for it built already, and I can do this one easy. I have a ship built for it already. Either one is just a matter of putting Valentina she's not the pilot, in the cockpit, throwing her in the ship that already exists, and doing this.
That sounds boring. Do the orbital spacewalk around Kerbin.
Okay, in orbit. If I didn't have one active contract already, I could do this and this at the same time.
Well, isn't that a bitch?
Do I have the money to upgrade my R&D center? Yeah, I do. Alright, fuck it. Okay.
Problems dropping like flies around here.
Okay, so we'll do the spacewalk. And we'll gather some science data from space. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Now, let me ask why your space program only has 2 fucking astronauts.
It has 4.
Where are the other 2?
Well, it's an engineer and a scientist, not a pilot. I currently don't have a cockpit that'll hold more than one person, so I can bring them, but, it requires, putting multiple cockpits on. The Rampart X is my space tourism ship.
Space tourism ship?
Uh-huh. I've made quite a bit of money through, just...
That's ugly as homemade sin.
Oh, it's vile. Absolutely vile. But no, not Bill. Valentina.
Now, why are you using the space tourism ship? Show me the fucking Eagle. Give me the one that you send out for,
Because this is the one that can do an orbit.
None of the others can?
Some of the earlier models of the I think Rampart 3 can do it.
Why do you name it Rampart?
I don't know, because it looked sort of like a Rampart when I started, because it had, crenellations and shit. Because the tops of the boosters were sticking up over the cockpit, so it looked like... Yeah. Now it doesn't anymore, but... Well, that's what we called it. Okay, make sure the staging hasn't gotten fucked up.
There's just no artistry yet.
It looks great! See these are actually tail fins from our aerospace program.
Your fins are attached to your rockets?
Yes. That's
alright.
That's how we go. And so it fires these 4 large boosters, then fires the second stage of the 4 large boosters, a couple of small ones. These 2 get you just about into space. This one pushes you from suborbital almost to orbital.
So after everything drops off, what am I left with?
This down through up this. It's a very long ship, but it's got a shitload of liquid fuel because I do really inefficient burns because I'm an idiot.
Alright, well, let's light it.
Alright. Craft is too... Oop, how tall is it? Oop. I picked it up to show it, and I made it too tall. There we go. My bad.
Showing off your toys.
Okay, so what all do we have to do? Orbit.
Why is it wobbling?
It does that every time it loads the physics in. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so orbital spacewalk and get some scientific data while I'm up there. Alright, so get into orbit. No shit. Now
You listening, NASA? It really is that fucking simple.
Okay. Good news is she's done an orbit before, so she's more competent at stabilization. Is there anything I can do while I'm parked? Any data I can grab? Nah.
Hey guys, it's really hot out here. That's good scientific data.
Hey!
Log that.
You would be surprised how much information we've got out of... We're sitting at the launch pad and we get on the mic and just shout about how we feel. Talk about your feelings! The psychology department is really on the verge of a grant!
Feeling like you should launch this son of a bitch? It's been 3 weeks!
Yeah, talk to Jeb! Ask him how the Mun trip was! Point taken.
I imagine that would be a threat. Like, somebody wants to go join Jeb. No, we'll take a pay cut. It's cool.
Round about here is where
That was
things start to get a little
satisfying.
squirrely. Oh, yeah. Disengaging and kicking in the next stage.
Yeah.
Feels good every time. But this is about where it gets a little squirrely, but Valentina seems to be holding it together.
Now, how much does your choice of pilot matter?
Once they have, they have a skill level, and like she unlocked the ability to point me directly prograde and retrograde, which really helps with orbiting by hitting level 1. And then everybody has both a courage and a stupidity rating.
So I'm guessing we want brave and dumb. Yes. Why are our heat shields glowing?
To keep our cockpit from glowing.
Ah. And we're stuttering because...
I don't know, it does that every time.
Ha.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Alright, we've got one solid booster left, and then we kick into our liquid engine. Let's see. We just need to transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbal. And I need to put my cell phone on silent because this is very professional of me. Okay. So when I get up to about 70,000 is when I'm considered on a suborbital trajectory. So, don't think I'll make it. Let's burn again. $50,000. Probably gonna have to burn my liquid engine. That's all right. Look, no problem, right?
Well, only if you have enough gas to get home.
Probably.
So we're gonna have to call somebody else in for when you get the second one lost.
Well, look, they're in orbit. So their orbit will eventually decay and bring them back to the planet.
Now, what ship did you use to get Jeb up?
It was called the Adventure 1.
Ah. Why didn't we send Adventure 2 on this mission?
Because this one is already pre-calibrated for... I know how this handles in orbit. I've orbited this exact vessel, this design, a dozen times.
Ah.
So... Alright, let's go ahead and point prograde. Kick that bastard up.
Nope, not orbiting yet.
No, it's going. See how it's widening?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's not orbiting yet.
Nope. It'll be fine. Should have burned a little sooner. Oh, well.
I'm watching this. I like how it shows you the stages at which you kicked off your engines.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that where they're still actively falling?
Oh, that's where they're falling. That's where they're actually at. See, that's their trajectory.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. Okay, let's just maintain this trajectory now, because you're worrying me a little. Come on.
Nearly as worried as Valentina is.
Oh, she'll be fine. Besides, I can always revert if I fuck it up.
What does that mean?
I roll back time.
Oh.
I am not playing on one of the harder difficulty settings where you can't do that, because I'm not a crazy person. Come on.
What are those two red symbols?
They are waypoints for a mission that I've had for a month or two.
Ah.
I just can't get high enough. It's a survey. And I can either try to link up a re-entry so that I pass over it, which is real tricky, or I need a turbojet. Because I can't break the sound barrier yet, so I can't get high enough.
Really?
Yep.
You can get nigh unto the moon, but you can't get...
Well, I can't break the sound barrier with turbine engines.
Ah.
I just can't pull in enough air.
Bigger intakes.
Well, that
Duh, engineers.
That adds mass, and I have really shitty turbines.
Thinner metal.
Ooh, here we go.
Engineers acting like this shit is hard.
Man, this costs a lot of fuel.
How much gas is left in the tank?
That much?
Well.
sure it'll be fine.
You know what? I bet we get a twofer on the memorial.
She'll be fine. All she has to do is be in an orbital trajectory, do a little science,
A quick EVA.
hop out of the ship. I don't like the eccentricity here, but
This looks...
all I have to do is throw myself at the planet and miss.
Maybe you should haul back on the stick. I think you've got enough momentum to carry you into orbit now.
No.
No?
This is my momentum. This is where my momentum will carry me.
Right, with your engine still firing. If you cut it off...
Well, then I won't change my orbit because I'm in space. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on!
Whoa.
Oh, that was concerning. Okay, we're out of fuel. You know what? Let's see if this counts as orbital. Hatch is obstructed. Can't. Oh.
Because of the heat shields.
No, where's the hatch on this? Oh, yeah. So, whoops. It's fine.
Gonna get sweaty in the cockpit.
Whoops. It's gonna be fine. You know, if at first you don't science, you science and science again, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's how the astronauts feel about it.
Yeah.
How's Jeb doing?
Exactly the way it was when we launched last time, because the last launch never happened.
Now that's gotta be convenient for public opinion. Oh, we didn't lose shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've blown up about 20, 30 different ships. None of it actually happened.
So that whole we've never lost a Kerbal thing is we've never lost a Kerbal in this, the best of all possible timelines.
It's actually a very good way to put it. Alternatively, our new ad slogan is the best of all possible timelines.
Still satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my concern would be a goodly portion of your rocket is engulfed in flame.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's just a little bit of it.
Enough that I wouldn't want it to be my rocket that you're flambeing.
Well, it's not popping up any overheating things, so it's fine.
Miraculous, that.
Good heat shielding? Anyway, the flames aren't really staying in contact with it for very long. They're moving very quickly. Very quickly.
Is that how that works?
Huh? So I know liquid rocket fuel is hydrogen peroxide.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's solid rocket fuel?
I think it's also the same shit, I thought. I don't remember. Because I remember when I was in, like, middle school, we did that thing where you build a rocket and you take it out on, like, the football field and you touch it off. And those had solid fuel boosters.
Yeah.
Huh. Honestly, I always thought they were just gunpowder, but, you know, for those cheap little rockets we used at school. Now, obviously, this isn't
I should hope not.
just a firework.
It is, however, still a firework. I think the problem was I started to burn too late.
Yeah, I'll bet that's what it was.
I'm certain that's what it was. What else could it have been?
The fickle hand of an uncaring Kerbal god?
My hand's not fickle. I have goals in mind.
You're not the Kerbal god. You're like some sort of lesser deity. You're like the Kerbal god of science. You'd be like a kami.
What? But kami means God.
Yeah, but you're not a big one. You wouldn't have like a big ass temple. You'd have a little shrine.
My temple is the launch complex.
Which is not big.
It's kind of big.
There's like 5 people that work there.
There's 5 astronauts that work there. There's a shitload of support staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna burn a little early here. Let's see what this does to our orbit. Yeah, look at that. Look at it widening. It's going to be fine, right?
Probably.
A little bit of concern about our altitude here, but you know what?
Now, what do we need to be considered orbital?
70. Well, just because I don't make 70 on the way up doesn't mean I'm not speeding up enough to make it. Because see, even though I've passed my apoapsis, it's still... Oh, wait, no, it's... Alright, we'll be fine.
No, you're shedding altitude like a dog sheds hair.
Well, we'll just angle. It's fine. All I have to do is get into a fucking orbit.
Really painting a picture as to why you had to call me in on this.
Look, okay? I got him to the mun.
No, you got him to an orbit around the mun.
No, I got him to the mun because it said fly by the mun and there was a little green checkbox and I got paid.
So you flew by the mun. You didn't get to the mun.
That's to the mun.
No, it's the difference between driving by someone's house and going to their house. One is a local tragedy, and the other leads to a delightful barbecue.
I don't think driving to someone's house is a tragedy.
Not to their house, by their house.
How is driving by someone's house a tragedy?
What city do you live in?
You just drive by. Not doing a drive-by at the house, just driving by.
Same thing.
No.
We live in a very black and white world. It's either guns on the block or barbecue.
I think there's an area in between that. I really do.
Nope.
So...
Scroll back out. What the fuck is it? Not that far. Go back in. Go back in. What the fuck is that?
What?
Because scroll left. Okay, but I need to see more planet. That meteor impact site.
It's a crater.
Now, is every time you load up Kerbal Space Program, is it
Planet.
always the same planet?
Yep.
What the fuck is with that crater?
It's a crater.
What if you can find something there?
I mean, you can...
Like alien
fly
tech.
to it. Ooh, see? See, there we go. We're good. No, I promise, we're good. See? See, look. We're good. We're fine. We just need to stop being on fire. Which I'm sure will happen any minute now.
Sure wish you had some heat shield in that cockpit.
You know, as long as the periapsis is... Actually, that's pretty good. That'll help us aero brake. Okay, I do need to speed up a little, though.
That does not look good.
You know, it'll be fine.
Why did you just do a flip?
I kicked a little oomph for the gimbals. Because I'm trying to get aligned prograde so I can speed up a little.
The fire tells me you're still in atmosphere.
Uh-huh. That's why I need to speed up.
But tumbling through atmosphere seems like a really good way to die.
Actually, that's part of my braking strategy for this ship.
Huh.
I swear I've made this orbit like a dozen times.
Out of how many attempts? Because I know you were still up when I went to work this morning.
Oh, that was all trying to get to the mun.
Huh.
You know, if this would just stop being on fire, we'd be okay. See, look at that. We're gonna be fine. Look how far out we are. Just gotta survive a little while.
Look how little fuel you have.
I don't need that much fuel. I'll burn near periapsis. Looks like I burn a little near Apo and bring the peri back in. We'll be okay. See, look. Ye of little faith. little bit of aero braking never hurt
Hell,
anybody.
unless I'm looking at these lines wrong, you're going to, like, swing past the mun.
You are definitely looking at the
I'm looking at those lines wrong.
Yeah. Man, I don't know about this fucking orbit, though.
It's a little sloppy.
It's... You know what? It's perfect. Oh, this shit's wobbling. Why are you wobbling? Why are you wobbling? Please don't wobble. I don't want you to wobble. Okay, let's just get out here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, let's do our job.
Okay, pop on out.
Wait for the maneuver to finish.
Probably smart.
What else did we need? Transmit or recover scientific data. Okay, well, we'll observe the mystery goo. Cool.
Yeah, I remember when I played this game like a year and a half ago. The mystery goo never made sense to me.
No useful data there. We'll keep it anyway.
What's that? Space is cold. Holy shit. Who'd have guessed?
Actually, the whole thing is temperature is very difficult to measure in space. What are you measuring the temperature of?
Sure. Therefore, it must be cold.
No.
There's nothing to conduct heat. The absence of heat is cold.
Heat is the movement of molecules. There aren't any. It's the absence of heat is not cold. Low heat is cold. And the reason why you need radiators and not heaters in space is because that heat won't go anywhere. The heat from all the electricity, the heat from the fucking turbines. Okay, speaking of turbines.
Out you go!
Hang on!
Holy shit, if you hit space, she lets go.
Yes.
But because she's accelerating right along with the ship, it won't matter. Well, she would just fly next to it.
They're not accelerating at all. They're in a stable speed. Okay, there's a little bit of acceleration from gravity.
But she and the ship are moving at the same speed, so it wouldn't matter if you let go. But if you had somebody else in the ship who could hit the gas, you could just leave a Kerbin in space.
Yes. Hey, cool, that counted as transmitting or recovering scientific data. So,
and you did an EVA.
Yeah. So,
bring her home.
Let us do that. Let's get her a little closer. Alright, if we could point... Oops. Oh, is it going to do this again? Point retrograde. Gonna have to get those engines back on soon. Our batteries are running low. It'll be fine once we can get oriented, but right now we're orienting through use of reaction wheels, which uses a lot of electricity.
The fuck's a reaction wheel?
Think of a gyroscope. You get it spinning really fast, and if you deflect it, it'll move the ship. I just have the really shitty reaction wheels that are in the cockpit. I have some nicer ones, but I didn't bolt them onto this ship because I built this ship before I had them. Okay, there we go. Let's get a little closer. We'll do a nice slow burn.
If I could turn back time.
Let's see what...
Almost.
There we go, that's enough.
Not quite.
I'll engage in aero braking at that height. So that'll be enough to pull me down. Yeah, 10,000. That's actually lower than I want.
You'll be fine.
Do a real quick little micro burn. If I can do it before I get out of... Oh dear, my electric is almost gone.
What happens then?
I have no control till I kick the engines on.
Nice.
Oh, hold on! Alright, that's it. We got 20,000, 21,000. That's good enough. Alright. Kick the tires, light the fires.
Right?
Whee! Okay.
I want to know more about Kerbin.
Well, what do you want to know about it?
I don't know.
Socio-political structure? I mean...
There's no cities. There's no lights. There's no consequences if I just bomb my ships randomly. I want it to be a population center so that I can pick one place in particular that I hate and dump my rockets on it.
Well, I mean, there are mods. And I believe those are called missiles. Wow.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, there's an actual space weapon that does just that, but doesn't violate UN arms treaties because it's not a projectile or a weapon in the traditional sense. If I have space debris that I simply release, knowing where its orbit will land it, and that it'll land like an atomic weapon, but it's just an inert hunk of metal, that's not a weapon.
Okay, so we have no fuel.
Uh-huh. All you gotta do is crash the fucker. It's the easiest thing in the world. The Russians did it all the time.
Please. I'm just hoping the middle of my ship doesn't explode, because that's getting real hot. Oh god, we're okay!
How?
Oh. We're okay!
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna air brake it.
We're okay! Clearly, aero braking works. We're just gonna point a different part of the ship. There we go.
Yeah, let's cook it evenly. That's what we need.
Actually, that is exactly what we need. See, look, no heat on the cockpit. I don't care if the engine blows up. It's probably gonna blow.
Except blowing up the engine will damage the rest of the ship.
There's a long way between the cockpit and the engine. See? She's all the way up here. She'll be fine.
That's just not how it... Where are your parachutes stored?
Right there.
What are the chances they survive the explosion?
They're still there, so...
Oh.
Yeah, they're good. We're fine. We're fine. Slow down, please. Please slow down. Please slow down. Please slow down. Please slow down. I need those to turn white.
Meaning you're at a speed in which you can engage them?
Yep. We're good.
All right, well...
This should land perfectly.
I keep hearing a lot more should than I expect there to be from science.
You know, science is more art than science.
You know who says that? People who've just watched their lab burn down.
The lab clearly didn't burn. I don't even know what exploded. I mean, it looks like everything's still there. Okay, we lost the goo, which is bad.
Aw.
I had data on that goo.
The goo. Wherever will we get more goo?
I think I lost the comm system. No, the comm system's there. What the hell blew up? Oh, the batteries! The batteries mounted on the cockpit. They blew up.
Good thing they were empty.
Yeah, they were. Cool. Well, landing takes... There we go. Landing takes a while.
Oh, shit. We're coming in for a water landing.
Yeah, see? See, I take care of my people. Oh, a nice leisurely 4 meters per second. You were worried.
4 meters a second.
Huh?
That's like a car wreck.
Yeah. She's got a really good pilot seat. This thing is heavy, and I'm slowing it down with cloth, okay? Shitload of cloth, but look at that. Look at it. It's almost parallel. That's engineering right there.
Yes, I suppose it
nice
is.
And flat. Water, and it's going to give. Man, it's going to be great. We've gone down at 10 meters per second before, and she was fine. She was fine. So, we've done a little bit of Kerbal. I think perhaps I can rescue Jeb later on. We'll see how that goes for him. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.